Welcome back, beloveds, to the Reclamation, a space for sacred healing, radical remembrance, and the journey back to your soul. I'm your host, Paula Collins, Magdalene priestess, spiritual mentor, and intuitive sound healer. And today I wanted to invite you into a world that changed my life, a world of vibration, frequency, and deep emotional alchemy. And this is all the realm of sacred sound healing. So wherever you are, take a deep breath, let your shoulders drop, and let's begin to soften your edges. So what is this sound healing that everybody's talking about these days? It's not just beautiful tones or relaxing music. It's actually ancient medicine. It's used in nearly every sacred culture on earth, from Gregorian chants to Tibetan sound bowls, from African drums to Vedic mantras. Sound has always been a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. When we talk about sound healing, we're really talking about vibration. Everything in your body is vibrating, your cells, your thoughts, your emotions. So think about that for a minute, right? Everything in your body is vibrating. Your cells, because they have electromagnetic charges, right? Your thoughts, because they flow, and your emotions, because they bubble up and you can feel them. So they all have vibration. And sound has the power to tune, to realign, and to shift your inner frequency. So, how does it work energetically and emotionally, right? People ask that all the time. When I work with sound, whether it's a crystal singing bowl, chimes, a tuning fork, my voice, breath, drums, right? I'm helping your body come back into harmony, right? Energetically, the sound helps clear stuck and block energy from your chakras in your auric field, right? Because your cells are responding to the vibration that they feel, right? Emotionally, it gently helps to surface old grief, fear, and trauma, and it helps to move it out, right? The sound waves, the frequency help to move that. Mentally, it helps to clear the looping thoughts and the limiting beliefs, because it's giving your brain something else to focus on, right? And when it does that, it opens up space for clarity, right? And spiritually, it reconnects you to the truth of who you are, that you are pure and you are divine vibration, right? And I was reading a study and I was trying to look for it to find it. I have it saved somewhere on my computer. But it was done where they hooked up people to an EEG, which you know checks your brain and your brain frequencies, and they brought it up on their computers and they looked, and prior to sound healing there was a bunch of gray matter, right? Because there's so much of our brain that we don't use. But after a while, I should say, and shortly thereafter, listening to sound and vibration and frequency, they saw different parts of the brain light up. How amazing is that? I just love when science proves what I do. So imagine a singing bowl ringing through your chest, releasing tears that you didn't know were trapped, right? It's not unusual during energy medicine to have things bubble up and you start to cry, right? And singing bowls can do that. Or imagine a chime passing over your crown, lifting the heaviness and bringing peace, right? This is the magic of sound. It speaks to the parts of us that words can't reach. And this is why it is so important, and this is why I use it, right? So, I mean, sound is nice. You can sit and you can listen to all different types of frequencies, right? But it works best when it's paired with some sort of intention. So when I offer private one-to-one sessions, or I gather people together in ceremony, right? Whether we're in person or virtual, we begin with some kind of invocation, with some kind of breath, and with some kind of heart-centered focus, right? And I always tell people, set an intention, because it gives you something and brings you back to that intention, right? So when you bring your awareness to a wound, to a belief, or a desire, and then you allow sacred sound to move through it, it creates this beautiful vibrational pathway for transformation. And I think that that is just the most amazing thing, right? My journey, my real journey with sound began after my traumatic brain injury, right? I couldn't read much. I couldn't handle the bright lights. I couldn't go to loud concerts and go out dancing anymore. But listening to sound frequencies and vibrations that didn't overwhelm me, right? Those didn't overwhelm me. In fact, they helped in my healing journey. It helped to regulate my nervous system. It helped to quiet my anxious thoughts. And it brought peace to a very chaotic inner world. And if you listen to my prior episode, I spoke about my journey, right? And how I went from a teacher to a healer. So as I trained and as I practiced, I realized that sound was one of my soul's greatest languages. And part of that comes from music's always been a huge part of my life. I love music. I used to sing in a rock and roll band at one point, right? I love music. I'm one of those people, when somebody's talking, a song comes to my mind and I just start singing it. And I pick up melodies very quickly, right? And now it's how I channel. It's how I transmit healing. It's how I return home to me, to the essence of who I am. And it's how I return home to the divine. It all helps me to do that, right? And so I can use my voice to help you to tune in, right? I can use different tones to help you tune in to different parts of yourself, right? So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to just breathe into your heart space. And as you breathe into your heart space, I want you to notice what you feel. Notice if there are anything in that heart space right now that's like maybe a little chaotic, maybe not so peaceful, right? Maybe you're going through something. And then just take a moment to listen to the sound of my voice, okay? Notice how you feel right now. Can you sense any stillness in your body? Can you sense any clarity in your heart? What came up for you when you listened to the toning of my voice? This is what happens when we come back into vibrational harmony. See, our body responds to those different tones and those different frequencies. It responds to the different notes. It responds to the cadence of that harmony within you and the harmony that's coming into you. And it opens up different pathways within you. And so it makes that so, it can bring stillness and peacefulness. It can help us to unlock memories that we're looking to unlock. It can help us to process through emotions that we want to process through. So I want to leave you with a few things. First of all, sound healing isn't just a wellness trend. Right? It's not something that just popped up in the last few years, right? It's ancient sacred medicine. It has been around since the beginning of time, right? And it's a way to realign, to remember, and to reclaim. So if any of this resonates with you, I invite you to share this episode with a friend who may need that softness. I invite you to comment, to download, to follow, right? And if you want to experience a full sound healing journey, right, click on my link below and you can schedule one of those, or you can email me and schedule one of those, right? If you are local to where I live in Ohio, you can always join for one of my sacred sound baths and celebrations, right? Or I can do a private session via Zoom. Right? And I would be so honored to hold that space for you. So until next time, I want you to remember, you are vibration, you are sacred resonance, and you are the song the earth has been waiting to hear.